Good morning, friends. I hope you're having an excellent day today. Should we get started with our day at preschool? Awesome. All right, I want to hear you singing the good morning song with me. Are you ready? Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. It is time to start our day. We will learn and work and play. Good morning, little sprouts. How are you? Good, good. How are you doing today? Awesome. Let's say good morning to Mr. Sean and good morning to baby Theo. And we'll say good morning to mummies and daddies and brothers and sisters. And then we'll say good morning to me, Miss Tracy. Good morning. So you told me how you're doing today, which I think is great. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing today. So remember how we talk all about these different colors. We talk about the blue zone. Who remembers what the blue zone is? That's right. It's when someone is feeling maybe sad or sick or tired even is the blue zone. So what is the green zone? Who knows what the green zone is? Good job. So green zone is when we're feeling happy or calm or okay. What about the yellow zone? How are we feeling when we're in the yellow zone? Yeah, totally. That's how we feel when we're in the yellow zone. We feel frustrated, worried, or sometimes maybe silly or wiggly. But I bet you all know what we feel when we're in the red zone. Yeah, exactly. We feel mad or angry or we're terrified. So today, Miss Tracy is somewhere in between the green zone and the yellow zone. I'm feeling a little bit worried, but I'm also feeling pretty okay. Is that okay that that's how I'm feeling today? Yeah, it's totally okay that that's how I'm feeling today. So I want you to tell me what color you are feeling today based on what we just talked about. So what color are you feeling today? Those were some really good answers. Thank you for sharing with me. All right, so let's get started with our day. I'm going to do circle time in English and in French today. I did a whole separate video for some parts of our French curriculum, but I wanted to show mummies and daddies how we do it with our regular curriculum. So I'm going to ask you to get your 2 fingers out and your 5 fingers out. And how many fingers does that make? Good job, it makes 7. So we're going to sing the 7 days of the week. Are you ready? There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Awesome. Are you ready to sing it to mummies and daddies in French too? Perfect. Let's get our 7 fingers out again. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Dimanche, lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi. You guys did such a good job singing the days of the week in English and in French. I am super proud of you. All right, but now we need to figure out what day it is today. Do you know what day it is today? If yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and we're going to have some fun. Who remembers how we say Tuesday in French? We say mardi. Good job. All right, so we figured out what day of the week it is in English and in French. And now we have to figure out what this really big number over here is. I have my pointer. Are you ready to start counting with me? We're going to start all the way down there. Come on. Who knows what this number is? That's right. It's number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Good job. All right. So who remembers what day of the week it is? It's Tuesday. Who remembers the month? That's right. It's March. And then what was the really big number we just counted to? This number right here. The 2 and the 4. Yeah, it's 24. So we say Tuesday, March 24. Good job, guys. You're doing so good. All right. Are we ready to do the weather? Excellent. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather, everyone? Is it snowy? Is it cloudy? Is there rain or is there sun? I want you to look outside with your looking eyes to tell me what the weather is where you are today. Oh, perfect. Well, where I am today, it's not that warm. There are a lot of clouds in the sky, so I'm going to put up the clouds. And I'm going to put up the snow. Even though it didn't snow, it's just not very nice outside and it's a little bit cold. So today, let's see, we're going to wear our snow boots. Baby Theo wore his snow boots today. And we're going to wear our pants. And we're going to put on our jacket. And I still haven't been able to find our other mitten. Sometimes, do you lose your mittens at home? Yeah, me too. So our weather panda is going to wear one mitten today. And he's going to wear his toque to keep his head warm. All right. Are you ready for our story today? Good. Show me how you are being a good listener by sitting crisscross applesauce with your hands in your lap. I'm a good listener, read me a book. My hands are in my lap and at Miss Tracy I look. When she sees I'm ready, she will say, here is the story I have for you today. So today's book is called How Full Is Your Bucket? So this is Felix. Felix was putting one of the last blocks on his tower when his little sister came in. I want to build with you, she said. Felix scowled. Go away, you're too little. Was that kind of Felix to say that to his little sister? No, it wasn't. She says, I'm big. And he says, stay back, you'll knock it over. His sister says, I can be very careful. And Felix says, go play with your baby toys, Anna. Uh-oh. How is Anna feeling? Yeah, she's not feeling very good at all. And what does she do? Did she use her doll to knock over Felix's tower? Uh-oh. So Anna's not feeling very good, and now Felix is probably not feeling very good. Felix yells, Grandpa! Grandpa shook his head. Felix, you just dipped from your sister's bucket. Like everyone else, Anna has an invisible bucket. When it's empty, she feels bad. But when it's full, she feels great. Don't you ever notice your own bucket? Invisible bucket? Sometimes Felix couldn't quite tell when his grandfather was joking. But the next morning when Felix woke up, there it was, a small gray bucket floating above his head. Do you see his bucket? When Felix came down to have breakfast, his mom was in a hurry. I've got a meeting this morning and it's almost time to go. Anna, sit still. What is she trying to do? Is she trying to brush Anna's hair? And Felix is trying to get cereal and uh-oh. Felix slipped and Choco Wheats scattered across the floor. Felix, yelled his mom, You should have used the stool to reach that. Felix could feel his bucket tip and big invisible drips spill out. Drip, drip. Ha ha. Anna laughed as she crunched the cereal with her shoe. Drip. Get the broom and clean that up before you miss the bus, scolded Mom. With the school bus honking, Felix quickly swept up the choco wheats and grabbed the last blueberry muffin. But before he could even take one bite, Buster jumped up and grabbed the muffin from his hand. Drip. Another drop fell from Felix's bucket. This guy, this boy sitting on the bus says, "Hey, look at Felix's new backpack. My baby brother has one just like it." That's not very nice, is it? Do you think maybe that doesn't make Felix feel very good and another drop will drip from his bucket? Oh, these friends, they're going, "Psst, Felix, psst." So they're talking about him. Is it nice when other people talk about us? No, it doesn't make us feel very good. So what happens? There's another drip from his bucket. This boy, he's taller than Felix, and he says, "Watch out, shrimp," as he kind of pushes past him, and another drop drips out of Felix's bucket. It was still morning, and Felix's bucket felt almost empty. So now how is Felix feeling about his empty bucket, or his almost empty bucket? Yeah, he's not feeling very good at all. How can we tell? Can we tell by his face? Can you make a grumpy face for me? Good job making grumpy faces. As he watched his classmates walk into the room, he secretly hoped they would trip and fall. That's not very nice at all. But that's what it feels like when you have an empty bucket. When you have an empty bucket, you don't feel like you want other people to have good things either, right? You want everybody to be as sad as you. That's not a very good way to be, is it? Felix slumped into his seat and waited for something else bad to happen. Mrs. Bumble Nickel walked slowly up to his desk and handed him a paper. He could hardly bear to look. "Felix, you wrote a wonderful story. Would you please share it with the class?" said Mrs. Bumble Nickel. Felix grinned and felt a big drop land right in his bucket. Drop! And then he reads his story, "The Gigantosaurus Who Wanted a Pet by Me, Felix." Drop, plop, drop, plink. The class grew quiet. They laughed at all the right places and oohed at the scary parts. When Felix finally read "The End," everyone clapped, even Emily, who sat next to him and didn't usually like dinosaurs. Felix felt a whole shower of drops land in his bucket. Maybe the day wouldn't be so bad after all. Oh, so he found a note from his mom and his lunch. Did that make him feel good? Yeah, it did. So another drop in his bucket. And his soccer coach named him a team captain. Did that make him feel good? Yeah, it did. So there's another drop. And so he's painting, and his teacher says, "Nice cow." Felix says, "Well, it's a dog." And his teacher says, "Well, nice colors there, Felix." So he's doing a good job. His teacher's saying he's doing a good job, so he gets another drop in the bucket. And then this little girl says, "Cool laser ant backpack, Felix." So does that make him feel good and add another drop to his bucket? It does. Now, can you see his bucket? It's looking pretty full, isn't it? By afternoon, Felix's bucket was nearly full. At recess, when he looked around, Felix suddenly realized that his grandpa was right. Everyone else had a bucket too. Oh, his teacher dropped his paper, so Felix says, "Let me help you." Does it feel good when we help other people? It does. So Felix gets a drop and his teacher gets a drop. And then Felix catches this baseball and he says, "Here's your baseball, catch," and throws it back. And so he feels good because he helped, and this boy feels good because he got his ball back. And Felix is sitting on a bench and he says, "Hi, I'm Felix. First day?" And this little boy says, "Yes, I'm Amir." So did they both get a drop? Yeah, because Felix was being kind, and Amir felt really good that someone new was being kind to him. The strange thing was that for every drop he helped put in someone else's bucket, he felt another drop in his own bucket. When Felix burst in the door after school, he shouted, "You were right, Grandpa. I do have a bucket, and I understand how it works." Then he saw Anna's torn doll. "Bad dog," he almost scolded. But then he thought, dogs might have invisible buckets too. "Your doll will be okay, Anna," said Felix. "Mom will fix her. Until then, do you want to help me build the tallest building in the world with my blocks?" So Anna's crying because her doll got ripped by the dog. And Felix, instead of getting mad at the dog, is going to comfort Anna, right? And so they did. The end. What a good story, guys. Do we feel good when we fill other people's buckets? Yeah, we do. So today, after Circle, I want you to work really hard at filling someone's bucket. So I want you to be extra kind to them and make sure that they feel really good. Sound good? Awesome. All right, let's do Magic Box. So I wrote down 2 friends' questions, and then I have some questions of my own. So let me get out the Magic Box. All right. I tried to be tricky with this one. So let's see. Kyle wants to know, is it alive? Yes, it could be alive. This one in particular is pretend, but if it was real, it would be alive. Bryce wants to know, does it move or not move? If it was alive, it would grow, but since it's not alive, it doesn't move. And growing is kind of like moving, right? Okay, so it could be alive. If it was real, it would be alive. And if it was real, it would move because it would grow. Do you think you know what it is? Let's see. Okay, does it fly? No, the item in Miss Tracy's Magic Box does not fly. So, if it was real, it would be alive. If it was real, it would grow. And it does not fly. What does it eat? So, if it was real, it would eat things like dirt and sun and water. Those are some really big clues, aren't they? So that would be its food. That's where it would get its energy from. Would be from the dirt, the sun, and water. I bet you know exactly what it is. Can you guess? Let's see. Okay, where does it live? So, the pretend one lives in Miss Tracy's house center on the kitchen. But the real one would live outside. Or maybe in someone's house. Okay. So, not technically alive, but if it were real, it would be alive. If it were real, it would grow, which is kind of like moving. It does not fly. It eats dirt, sun, and water. Well, that's where it gets its energy from to grow. And if it was real, it would live outside or maybe in your house. Do you think you know what it is? Those are all really good guesses. Do you want to see? Perfect. A plant. Did I trick you guys? I tried to trick you. I'll have to find harder things next time. So this one is Miss Tracy's green plant from the kitchen center. All right, let's do a couple of Jolly Phonics, and then we will say goodbye. All right, so first we're gonna do, what letter is this? S for snake. So get out your snake. The snake is in the grass. The snake is in the grass. The snake is in the grass. Good job. All right, next we're gonna do the letter A for ant. So get out your ants. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm, they're causing me alarm. All right, what letter is this? T for tennis. When I watch the tennis game, when I watch the tennis game, my head goes back and forth. All right, now it's this letter. What letter is this? It's I for for inky. All right, get out your whiskers. Inky the mouse is my pet. She spilled the ink and got wet. The ink, it spread all over the desk. Inky is wet. Good job. All right, this one's tricky. We have trouble with this one. Do you remember this letter? P. So we're going to go puff. So remember, we're going to puff, puff, puff out the candles on the cake. Are you ready? Puff out the candles on the pink pig cake. Puff, 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 puff. Puff out the candles on the pink pig cake. Puff, puff, puff. Good job. So remember, we go puff, puff, and then we go puff, puff. Good job. The last one we're going to do today is this letter. Who remembers what this letter is? That's right. This letter is N. So N. So get out your airplane, and we're going to pretend to be an airplane for N. So your tongue should be touching the roof of your mouth. N. Good job. Hear the airplane, hear the airplane, hear the airplane, making lots of noise. Good job. Miss Tracy doesn't know if the tune was quite right on that one, but that's okay. All right, so that's all I have for you today. So I want you to practice those letters that we just talked about. So we did S, A, T, I, N, no, what was the next one? We did S-A-T-I, oh yeah, P, and then N. So we're going to practice those sounds. So I want you to be practicing those sounds with mummies and daddies. So S, A, T, I, P, N. I think you guys got it. Good job. All right, get out your working hands. All day long we worked and played, worked and played, worked and played. All day long we worked and played, and now our day is done. Wave goodbye to all your friends, all your friends, all your friends. Wave goodbye to all your friends until we meet again. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.